So we worked through those many different items that have come up with heating and zoning, and do I do boiler? Do I do floor heat? Do I do the in-wall system through the heat pump with an in-wall zoned unit that can control with zone dampers? There's so many different things out there. We work together to figure that out, because obviously it's all based on your wants and needs and your budget. So we get into drywall, we get into finishes, right? So finishes is where a lot of time is obviously spent. And once we get into that stage, we meet a lot more. And frankly, we need to meet a lot more. So what I try to do is really take some time to meet at drywall, or what we call the pre-drywall orientation. And we really talk about, at drywall, pre-drywall, the finished stage. It's wrap up of construction. So what does that mean to you? It means a lot. It means a lot because it's tough. It's tough because it's where all the details come together. I'm going to tell you right now, it's okay. It's okay because you're going to see things before I will on some nights. Some builders lock their doors. They don't let you in. They will not let you in until you get the keys. I don't do that. I'm involved. I want you to come through. I want you to see certain things. Of course things are going to come up. Of course you and I both understand. I'm going to say to you, that's okay. It's not perfect. Because frankly, if you think this is a perfect process or the house is going to be perfect, don't build. Don't build. And I waited to say this at this point in time because nothing is perfect. Is it going to be close to perfect? Of course. Of course we can get close, but nothing's perfect. Things swell, things shrink, things move, things twist. Shit happens. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. It's okay. This is not science. This is not a computer. Certain chemicals go together and they develop X. No matter what, every single time develops X. I have no idea where your 2x4s are coming from. 6s, 2x10s, whatever. Things come here to Cleveland, Ohio, I'm talking general area, and they acclimate. And the house acclimates. That's why we have a warranty. If you go through the process of getting a new heart, what's your warranty on a new heart? I don't know. Hopefully I never have to have a new heart or get a new heart replaced. Point is, that's a different environment with different rules and procedures that happen within their own realm, with their own qualifications, with their own rules. And I'm here to tell you that the home building process is not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. I built 4 times and I've never built myself a perfect home. Have I tried? Yes. Will I continue to try? Yes. Will I always try? Will I make your home the most important home and try to be as perfect as possible? Of course. But it's never perfect. And so you can't expect perfection. That's why we have a warranty. I don't know if you get a warranty on a heart. I want a heart replacement. I would want it to work and be what it is. But we have to have a warranty in home because it's a different animal. It's different rules, different regulations. There's different processes. A lot of things are coming from the environment we just can't control. They're coming from certain locations you just can't control. And so you need to understand it up front. That's why you're watching this video. Again, proper planning prevents poor performance. Setting the right expectations. That's what it is. But damn tell you that the trades are going to stand behind it. The suppliers are going to stand behind it. I'm going to stand behind it because it's the right thing to do. And by the way, I'm contractually obligated because I include a 1-year warranty with all my builds. So I'm going to include that warranty. Is it limited? Of course it's limited. But I tell you what, it's bumper to bumper. It covers a lot of stuff. I include it every contract. because it's important to understand that you have a warranty. Yes, in this day and age, there are some builders out there that don't include, lots of builders still don't include a warranty. I think it's foolish. I would buy from them. Why would you buy from a builder that doesn't offer a warranty? That's just nonsense. So, I mention all this stuff at the beginning of the finished stage because it is where things come together. And like I said, you're going to see things before me. That's okay. Don't text me at 10 o'clock because I'm not going to answer your text. I may. But I'm home with my family. Respect my family like I respect yours. I will call you first thing in the morning or midday the next day. I will always return my calls within 24 hours. I do. I return my calls, emails, or texts within 24 hours. It's important. And if I didn't, something bad pretty much happened. But I try to respond. I try to do the right thing. I really do. Nothing is the end of the world in this business. Nothing is the end of the world. What do I mean by that? I've lived a lot of things. Boy, have I lived a lot of things. Oh, I remember one of the first subdivisions I built, no kidding. One of the homeowners flushed a you-know-what down the toilet by accident, and I had a manhole literally hovering above the ground with sewage popping out of it. It was pushing the metal up. There was such a backup. Between two manholes, I had the manhole here and a manhole here with one in the middle, and the clog was in between the two, and literally was pushing the manhole up. That much pressure was built up. I've seen a lot of stuff. I dug a hole 40 foot deep, filled it with premium stone. Anything can be figured out. It's okay. We'll get through this. My point is, there's emergencies, there's not emergencies. There's emergencies and not emergencies. A piece of trim being off, an outlet not working because the GFI popped, a paint drip, a floor squeak, a gap in your floor is not an emergency. We'll figure it out. We'll work through it together. Sometimes things acclimate. Sometimes things move. We're in Cleveland, Ohio. We have 4 seasons of change. Through those seasons of change, things shrink, things expand. Things shrink, so they get narrower. Things expand, they get a little wider. So we work together, and I try to talk about this through the entire process so we're on the same page. So, yep, by the finishes, of course, you follow your selections in because you follow the rules and everything's going quick as possible. And boy, we're crushing the schedule. Where are we at on change orders? Do we know where we're at change orders? Yes, we do. I use a program called Builder Trend. I'll use it forever. It's a great program. All our documents, all our interactions go in there. Contract. From contract forward, we put everything in there. It's our specifications, it's pictures, it's certain things you supplied, it's certain things I include. It's your dashboard for your build. It's our dashboard for our build. Do you understand the difference? I'm working off that. My trades and my suppliers are working off our dashboard for our build. But it's your dashboard for your build because this is what I need you to pay attention to. You need to understand what I need, when I need. Because I'll send certain emails through there. I'll send updates through there. It's where we track our changes, I'll make notes. No kidding, I put 5 houses that I've got currently under construction, new builds, remodels, COVID delay. Because we forget that things were shut down for 2 months. It's important you to know that things were shut down for 2 months. It's important for the bank to know that things were shut down 2 months because I'm here to protect you, to protect us. That's why it's our dashboard and your dashboard. Because why should they add interest to your payments knowing things were shut down and we haven't done anything for 2 months. You're in the middle of drywall and we couldn't do anything for 2 months because no one's allowed to go out and work, because they're not allowed to work, because they didn't have the proper procedures in place, because we didn't know what those procedures were. Or the cabinets were being made and all of a sudden it was shut down. No one showed up to work. Because unfortunately, they're getting paid more to sit at home in unemployment than to come to work. Why should you be penalized for that? Why should I be penalized for that? We shouldn't be. Again, it's about trust and being fair. So, my point is, no matter what, I'm going to try to, and I don't always do it. I'm not perfect, like I said before, but I'm trying to communicate as much as I can. Notes, changes, costs. Obviously, whenever we add a cost, it always adds time. It always does. Think about it. If we move forward with the contract, and I've got all my vendors and trades looking at this, and they're pre-ordering things, and all of a sudden you want to change that trim from a 3.5-inch trim to a 5-inch trim casing, well, I have to undo what was already done months ago in pre-planning all that time ago. It's fine, we can do it, but that's why it costs money to do it. And of course, it adds time. So, Builder Trend's great. It shows the weather. It shows forecasts. It shows many, many different things. It shows schedule. I do post the schedule. Sometimes I don't. And why don't I? Because ultimately, the schedule's going to move. The schedule's a tool, just like a hammer. And so I utilize the schedule at certain points in time, and we'll post it at certain points in time, especially when you're involved. Because I do allow clients to be involved. What do I mean by that? Cousin Jimmy can supply floor and save us some money. You know what? Let's get Cousin Jimmy involved and supply the floor. I'd like to post that schedule because sometimes Cousin Jimmy doesn't work off a schedule. Of course, this is an example. It could be whatever name. The point is, we all need to follow that schedule. I understand the schedule of the trade. But Jimmy doesn't know me and doesn't know the other trades. We're all relying, and you're relying on me to run a schedule to get your house built. We're introducing Cousin Jimmy to save the money. But Jimmy needs to understand he also be on time because it's all about time and money, right? So we have to work together to understand that. So as we finish up the process and we get ready for the orientation, we're obviously meeting a lot during the finished stages. Just try to really understand that, again, I'm going to hit on it. You're going to see things before me. Things are not going to be perfect. We're going to get pretty darn close, but we're going to work through it together. So as we get into the final stages, we're getting ready to transfer keys. All change orders have to be paid in full because whether you're working to the bank, it's working to the bank, fine. But before we can hand over keys and ownership, those have to be completed so that way monies are whole. Everyone's getting paid properly. And then we work on the final orientation. Final orientation is basically what we call our list of discrepancies. What is a discrepancy? There's a light switch that needs to be switched out and become a dimmer. It's a special dimmer that we ordered. It's coming in. There's a chandelier that we ordered, and it's been on back order because it's made in a certain location. They just can't get it made. Cabinet door had a ding in it, waiting on that. Those are different items that would go on the orientation. Now, again, as I mentioned, being in Cleveland, Ohio, we have 4 seasons of weather. With that happening, there's certain times of year where your house is going to come to a conclusion. We're going to move you in. You're not going to have a driveway. You're not going to have a final grade on. Your painting's not going to be 100% in the exterior in regards to your doors being painted, your porch post columns being painted, or your nice wood ceiling in your porch, covered porch is not painted. So we put those on a weather letter. And that weather letter, just like the orientation, allows us to close your home, move forward 100% with The money's being transferred to builder and from bank so you can close 100%. Knowing that legally, again, being fair and honest about the transfer of ownership from the bank, because again, it's a construction loan, to your ownership, you now possess the home. But the builder, myself, is obligated through the bank and holding this form of these items, whether it's discrepancies or weather letter, to get completed. And we'll set a timeline with each other to get those completed, knowing it may move. What if we have a horrible, I remember 2018 spring, we had our first full week, 2018, our first full week of no rain occurred on the second full week of July. We went away from snow to rain in not 1 week. We had 1 week in May, but it was still too damp. I couldn't put a grade on a home from prior year's closings until the first week of July, which means everyone had to wait to seed or put their landscaping in until September to properly get the best use and the best life expectancy out of their landscaping. So again, we work through that and we understand and try to pay attention to it. I bring all these different things up because I've been there. I understand. I know what it takes. Just trust that I know what it takes because I know what it takes. And we'll work through it. We'll work through it. So as we get into closing and you're in the house, things are going to come up. It's okay. It's okay. Things are going to come up. You're now living there 24/7, 365. I'm leaving at the end of the day, end of the workday. Sometimes 4, sometimes 6, sometimes 8. Depends. Trades, same thing, living there. So you hear a squeak, you hear a noise at 3 o'clock in the morning. You wake up at 6, you hear something. You notice certain things. That's okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you, which cabinet is your most used cabinet for daily use? Whether it's a dish cabinet, it could be your vitamins or necessary prescriptions. We're going to put a little blank sheet of paper in there, in that cabinet, along with your homeowner maintenance schedule. Homeowner maintenance schedule? Did you just say homeowner maintenance schedule? Yes, I said homeowner maintenance schedule because I built a new house. That's great. And it's going to be great. Trust me, it's going to be great. But you're still obligated to maintain your home. You still have to change your furnace filters. You still have to check and oil your hinges or your garage door wheels. Things need to be maintained. It's brand new. Just like a car, you have to maintain it. So it's important for you to understand what those are. Maybe some of you are building for the first time. Maybe some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. The key is, I try to be the builder that sets the right expectations and be proactive. So I'm going to put that list on that most used cabinet door on the inside. And we're going to stick it right to it. We're going to tape it to it or stick it to it. And it's going to remind you month by month of those different items that you need to do to maintain your home. So what's the blank sheet of paper for? I'll tell you what the blank sheet of paper is for. It's for you to note certain things. You know, we have Post-its, we have texts that we can send and we can do. A lot of that stuff might get lost because I'm coming back in a year. I'm coming back in 1 year to complete the warranty list. So in a year's time, a lot of things are going to transpire. So it's one location for you to go to write those certain items on a sheet of paper. So it organizes those items, organizes your thoughts because the kids are screaming for breakfast and they want to get, oh wait, that's my house. They want to eat. They got to get to school. They got things. It's one location for you to go to make notes. It could be the dry erase board that you write on real quick and then transfer those notes to that sheet of paper. But ultimately, after a year, I'm going to grab that sheet of paper from you. We're going to walk through that list. We're going to make the list. We're going to take care of those drywall touch-ups or that nail pop, that squeaky door, that loose hinge, that loose handle. Whatever may come up, we'll take care of it. Because that's what we do. That's part of your warranty. That's what you purchase from Cleveland Custom Builders. Because warranty is as important, if not more important, than the build itself. You got to be satisfied and happy that your builder is going to stand behind the home that they built for that 1 year period. Now, there's other warranties beyond that. You can purchase a 210 warranty. You can purchase professional builder warranty. And those are great. We can talk about those as well. But ultimately, I purchased the HBA 1 year warranty.